Gretchen Pleuss. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Great, great. We had a last minute running around trying to. But I'm glad you made it. It's a long drive. Coming in from Akron, and Gretchen is going to do some songs for us. And normally I ask artists to just kind of dig in and play something right off the top. What are you going to do for us?
This one is actually a new one of mine. It's called Love Unsaid.
This is Gretchen Pleuss on Acoustic Songs Live.
When the sky is a creamy black shade and moonlight cascades, you can find me under the sheets where the spirit retreats. The body takes hold, it covers our eyes, puts sight in our thighs. I discard my doubts and silence my heart. Now we can start. If you draw the shades, I'll make us a bed. We can lie down and leave love unsaid. When the sky is bloody and red, dreaming is dead. I can't find you. You've gone with the moon, always leaving so soon. My body is weak, my soul is on fire, my heart wrapped in barbed wire. Until you return to rip out this cage and feed home my rage. If you draw the shades, I'll make us a bed. We can lie down and leave love unsaid. So let's stay forever this way. Or will I take the upper hand someday? And you'll draw the shades, I'll make us a bed. You can lie down, I won't mess with your head. I won't leave love unsaid. No, I'll leave you instead.
Very nice.
Thank you.
That sounds, I hear some of your influences when I'm looking at your website. I was reading a little bit about your bio.
Oh, good.
There's some Joni Mitchell kind of feel to it.
Thank you. That's that's a very big compliment to me.
Oh, cool, cool. So, you're old enough to go to school here, actually, right?
That's right.
You're gonna be graduating right about now, from the looks of it.
Yeah, I just graduated last year at the University of Akron.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, cool, cool.
Yeah.
So you've been doing this for a while.
Yeah.
It says your season, so I'm taking it. You probably had, you started early in music. Yeah.
I did.
Okay.
I started at about 12 years old, so.
Wow.
Yeah.
You have family and music?
I do. My dad's actually a singer-songwriter.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I was wondering about that. It's generally, runs into, if you start young, the people influencing you in some way.
Definitely.
So what did your dad impart on you as far as your wisdom and stuff as far as music? What did he turn you on to at an early age?
Folk music mostly. So, I mean, he's a big like John Prine fan, a lot of songwriters, and he's a great lyricist. My dad is. So I kind of was inspired by his lyric writing. So I've tried to use, some of his influences in my own music. But
well, cool.
Yeah.
You can plug him. I mean, it's
it's Keith Pleuss.
Okay.
Look him up.
Okay. And is he still playing? Or
He is. Yeah.
Great. And so you grew up in is a small town outside of Akron?
It is, yeah. I'm originally from the Cincinnati area, but we moved when I was 8 up to Orville, Worcester area, and Worcester has like a small liberal arts college there, and it's just a small city, historic town, kind of. So
yeah, kind of probably similar to what this is, I would imagine.
That's what I was thinking when I was driving through. I thought, man, this looks a lot like home.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. About 30,000 people,
right.
But a lot of industry, used to steel mills and stuff like that, but not, there's the music scene, it's pretty much in Pittsburgh, but there's a few places, to play around here, but not as many as there should be, honestly.
Right.
It would be nice if there was. So what's it like up in that area as far as music? You gigging out?
Yeah, I actually play out a lot in Worcester, even though it's a small city. They have a couple venues that are mostly like restaurants or wine bars. And so I play at this wine bar once a month, and I play in the Akron area quite a bit, and Cleveland. So.
All right. Yeah, I noticed that. I was looking on your bio about the wine bar. Mm-hmm. So you have an EP, and is it a full CD or an EP? Out of Dreams.
Out of Dreams is a full album. That's the one I just put out last year.
Okay, cool. Mm-hmm. And people can find you at GretchenPleuss.com, and that's Gretchen Pleuss. So
right.
It's spelled. It's not like it sounds.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So you want to play something else for us?
Sure, I'd love to.
Okay, great. What are you going to do?
I'm going to do a song of mine called Jane Eyre.
Okay.
Which you would probably know as a classic novel.
Yeah.
Most people would.
Unless, it's some other air, but yeah. This is Gretchen Pleuss on acousticSongs Live.
Cast out and pour, plain and obscure, passion for life led me to your door. Your face is stark, your thoughts are dark. I know you're alive, we share the same heart. Unhinged, unearthed, my soul's rebirthed when you are near. A love forbade, an unknown fate, I have no fear. Oh, still I need you here. Shadows you hide, what lives inside? Until this secret kept from me, your new bride. I was confused, trusting in you. A fool could see it was too good to be true. I run, I cry, my soul has died now that I know. Young and naive, I can't believe lost on the moors, I'm searching for radium light, plagued by your memory. You call for me, you call for me. I follow my own name to the ashes of the insane. The walls have all burned through, still I call for you, I call for you. I find you blind, half out of mind. You hear a noise. Is that my Jane? She finally came by her own choice. My Jane, am I still yours? Yes, says mine own voice.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Some very nice finger picking there.
Thank you.
You've obviously put some woodshedding into that.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a work in progress.
Yeah. Did your dad show you some of that, like some of the finger picking stuff?
Actually, I had another guitar teacher, and
Yeah.
he taught me early. He said, you need to learn how to do this now while you still have a young brain that can absorb it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I learned it early, but I've gotten better at it through the years.
The alternating bass
Right.
thing. Yeah. Yeah. It's difficult to do, especially keeping the different bass lines going.
Right.
Like, you know. Well, I was looking here about you won a competition
I
for a
did.
song and
Yeah.
Foreign Car.
Yeah, that was
Tell me about that.
that song's a couple years old, but I won that with the Searchlight Songwriting Competition, which was through the platform Sonic Bids, which is kind of like a press kit platform, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I met you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so I submitted to an opportunity. It was a songwriting contest, and I ended up winning. And they interviewed me for Public Radio Exchange. And
Yeah, I saw the video of that, and we also put the podcast up on PRX.
Oh,
too.
great,
Yeah,
great.
we're affiliated with PRX.
very good.
I think I'm caught up. I need there's quite a few songs that I need to get up there, shows, but it's pretty cool because everybody can share and people can pick it up. Another radio station can actually pick that up and play it. I've had one station out in California that's played a couple shows, so
Right.
we'll have to plug that to them.
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll pick this one up.
Please do.
Yeah. So you also saw the played in Peru and Ecuador. Tell me about that.
I did, and that was more so just kind of, it was more like leisurely. I was there for actually study abroad while I was in college.
Oh, okay.
So I played around Cusco, Peru, which is where I went to college for the semester. Mm-hmm. And then during my spring break, I played a couple different places in Ecuador. So it was kind of just like, small cafes and bars. But it was a neat experience because the music down there is a lot of it's kind of salsa based, and a lot of it they like reggae. It was an interesting eclectic mix.
Yeah.
So.
Do you speak Spanish?
I do, but
Okay.
now I'm rusty. But I did. I got a lot better at it within 4 months of being surrounded by it. So
when you went there, were you singing in Spanish or were you just singing in
no,
English?
I still can't sing in Spanish. That's a whole nother ball game.
I always wondered about that. Going to, 'cause I know some guys go to Italy and friends of mine, local singer-songwriters, and they play, and then so they're playing in English,
Right.
Yeah, that's cool. I've always wanted to go to Peru. Machu Picchu is like, Machu
Right.
Picchu. How do you say
Yeah,
it?
that's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
I've always wanted to go there. I've at least on this side of the pond. I guess you could drive there if you wanted to, but you don't have to cross any oceans to get there.
Yeah, it's a pretty magnificent site.
Did you go?
Oh yeah, I went 3 or 4 times because it was so close to Cusco.
Oh my.
Yeah, it was, and each time you see something new because it's a really big site. A lot of ruins and different trails that you can hike.
Wow.
So,
did you post pictures? Do you have?
Oh yeah, I've got the the infamous picture of you standing in front of the big mountain, which is Huayna Picchu.
Wow.
So.
All right, I'm gonna have to check them out. If you have them online.
They're on
somewhere.
Facebook. I'll have to friend you
Okay.
so you can look at them.
Yeah, I want to see them. Yeah. A friend of mine had gone down there to Peru and he played and did all kinds of stuff, and the stuff I saw that he brought back, I was like, oh, I have to go there.
Oh
sometime.
yeah, you do.
That in Scotland, like the UK are my 2 places I got to go.
Yeah, definitely.
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 So, you want to play another tune?
Sure.
Yeah?
I'd love to.
Okay. What are you going to do for us?
This one is actually a faster paced one. This one's called Heaven is Free.
Okay. In case you just joined us, you're listening to Acoustic Songs Live, and we have Gretchen Pleuss on the radio station playing some songs here at 91.7 FM. And we stream this live at WNJR.org, and you can listen on your cell phone and your mobile phone, any mobile device. And we also put the podcast and the video after the show up on the air, so if you need to check it out later. Okay, Gretchen, what do you want to do? Go ahead.
This one's called Heaven is Free.
Okay.
Father is cleaning my soul of all my sin. Yes, he'll forgive me if I repent. He knows it's hell where I've been. Well, the devil convinced me I should head to Wall Street and with a touch of King Midas have the world at my feet. So I stomped a few faces just to get a few places above. Down below was not enough when I could show I was high then with higher to go. So I went a step further and I placed a few bets. I got richer than Midas at another's expense, and I watched the world burn as the money I earned got stored in a Swiss bank. I didn't care if the whole world sank. It only had itself to thank. Still I went every Sunday to my church's front door, and I prayed to God above that he blessed me with more. And every dollar I raked in was my indication God was proud of my success. His reassurance, I passed the test. Oh yes, God loves me more than the rest. When I died, my Father was waiting for me at the edge of the pasture by a dogwood tree. But the birds were all silent and my Father was crying for me. So don't you see, you're rich, but heaven is free, and there's no room for the greedy.
I really like that. The lyrics, yeah, really, really like that. That's awesome. And I was just looking. You've made an EP and 3 full-length records,
right?
In a very, I would say, short time for considering your in your early 20s. That's
Thank you.
awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. And the producer on your this new record, tell me a little bit about him.
Oh, he's a great guy. He's in Cleveland, so that's not very far from me, and the studio there is really nice. Jim Wirt is his name. And he's worked with a lot of different bands, especially in the 90s. He was out in L.A., and he just moved to Cleveland recently. So he did a great job with the last record, and I'm in the process of trying to raise funds to do another record with him because I have enough new material now to start working on the next one. So.
But he worked, I mean, I don't want to name drop, but Fiona Apple, Brian Setzer, Incubus.
Right,
I mean,
right. They're
those,
big names.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing, yeah.
So let me ask you this. When you find somebody like that you're going to work with, how did it feel? Was it intimidating? What was it like?
It was at first when I didn't really know him, but as I got to know him, I mean, he's such a laid-back guy, and we got to spend lots of time. He loves my material, which made it nice. It's really nice when you can work with somebody who really enjoys working with you, too, in the same, it's mutual. So actually, vocals were much more comfortable with him. Like, if I record at home, I'm not as comfortable as I am in a vocal booth with somebody that's there to help me, so...
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can hand the controls over.
Exactly, and you just worry about, breathing and,
And
singing.
you don't have to, like, I'm always conscious of, like, maybe, overdriving, or clipping or something like that. And just, but the great thing about digital recording is, hey, if you miss it, go do it again, or, or chop it up,
Sure.
But that's, I miss the days of just analog and everybody playing in a big room and just play. So so you had a full band backing you on the record?
I did. I had Jim, the producer, played bass on all the tracks, and then I had a drummer come in. John Ritchie is his name, and he's a really, really nice guy, great drummer. So he came in and did the studio sessions, but it was basically those two, and then I had my pianist, Ed Marthy, who sometimes accompanies me out when I play. He also came in and did a couple tracks on piano, and Jim also did a little bit of piano and organ. So it was fun.
So what studio? Where in Cleveland?
It's called Crush Tone Studios, and it's operated by Sun Pedal Records, and which I'm not currently on their label, but the studio is just amazing. It's really big and comfy, and there's so much. I mean, the organ, everything is just, the Rhodes, everything is there.
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I was just looking at that. And you can find it on iTunes.
Yes. Your
latest record, Out of Dreams. And if you tune in here, you'll hear it. At some point, we're going to work it into rotation. That was recorded a year ago? Right.
I released it, actually, I believe June or July of last year. So, yeah.
Okay. How's that going?
It's going well. Yeah, I've sold quite a few, and I still have a lot to sell, but I'm getting them out there, and people buy them at every show, so that's a good sign.
Yeah.
To me.
You find that's where you sell them the most, at shows?
Definitely.
As opposed to online, or?
Yeah, I sell some on iTunes, but I think people really like to see the artwork, and they like having the package.
We're still there?
Yeah, I think we're still there.
Yeah.
To some extent, and now that vinyl is kind of coming back, people want the whole big package.
Yeah, yeah. I checked into that myself, but these new streaming services like Spotify and stuff like that.
Right.
I don't know.
It's a double-edged sword.
I don't know yet. I don't know what the future holds. I hope that it stays as is, that people still want a physical copy. I know people that do that. I don't want to haul vinyl around though to all my shows.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But I won't. If they buy it, I don't care. I'll haul it. It doesn't matter to me. But vinyl's not cheap to have manufactured either.
That's the thing. You have to know you're going to sell it.
yeah. It's like checking into that down in Nashville, and it was a lot of money. I said, I don't know if I want to buy. The price point of everything was just. You need to buy 1,000 of everything before it actually drops, and it's, you know, you sit on all that inventory. You're like a Barnes and Noble or something.
Exactly. The whole house is filled with merch.
Yeah, you have this merch stuff, and you're like, am I ever gonna sell it? You know?
Make some money back.
A friend of mine said, other singer-songwriter goes, well, it's time to get on the road. I need to sell some stuff in the house.
Just take everything.
Time to go on tour. You know,
Right.
I need to sell some of this stuff. It's starting to pile up. You know, yeah. There's some truth to that. Yeah, I see that. You know, you played quite a few festivals.
I have, yeah. It's been, you know, the summer is always so much fun because that's when all the festivals, most of them happen, and it's such a fun thing to be able to go to a festival and watch other musicians as much as it is to play. You know.
Anything coming up this year that you want to let us know about?
The only festival I'm booked for right now is the Burning River Fest in Cleveland, which is really fun. It's an environmental festival. Since the Burning River, the Cuyahoga River, caught fire, it's kind of to promote sustainability and prevent that from happening again.
Yeah.
So that's in July. So check that out. It's a really fun festival.
Is that something you're into?
Yeah, I'm very passionate about the environment.
Oh, you just not where I like friends. That's
Right.
yeah. I kind of got into the activist stuff.
Yeah. I've been into it for a while now. So I actually worked at an environmental agency. It's a research and development center in Worcester for a while as an intern, and that really got me into it young too.
What was your major?
My major was actually anthropology, but I also kind of dabbled into environmental sciences and stuff like that.
Yeah. I majored in environmental science and got sucked into the internet back in '94, and I'm popped out a couple years ago.
Right.
They didn't have enough people that knew how to do stuff, so I ended up doing.
Good.
I had a career in all that stuff that I don't even talk about anymore.
Well, at least you have the skill set.
Yeah.
I don't.
It's the music though. I mean, it's something. If anything you feel passionate about, and I found that it doesn't matter what it is, whether it's music or the environment or whatever. I don't really feel passionate about the internet.
Right. Right.
I was at one
just
point.
there.
It's like, this is great.
Yeah.
Wow, I can make a band page.
Right.
Those were the days. But now it's like, it's everywhere, and I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. My kids still have these little mobile devices that they're addicted to.
Yeah, the addiction's kind of scary.
Yeah, I'm afraid that they're going to be raising a whole generation of folks that won't know what to do if the power ever goes out.
Yeah, or won't know how to talk to each other face to face. That worries me too.
We're already there.
Yeah.
Really.
I know. I was on the cutting edge of it. I mean, my generation is like, some of us are very much addicted to internet and phones, and I don't know, somehow I just slid out of that just enough. I still have an iPhone now, but I just got it, and I just, I don't want to spend too much time doing that when I could be out meeting people.
Good for you.
So.
Good for you, because I worked in telecom for like 12 years, and I had 4 cell phones at one point. And after I left, because I had to test all this stuff, so I literally got rid of all of them and have a texting. Yeah. That's all I do.
I miss my little old phone, actually.
My thumbs, they do the thing. But I think I'm going to go with an iPhone pretty soon. I'm going to make the switch to something else, because if you're out on the road, you really need
Yeah, the GPS is nice. I should have used it on the way here, but I was like, I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way, and I'm going to read directions, and that was probably a mistake on all these back country roads. So
if they get it, if they get it right, because sometimes those GPS maps stuff gets it wrong, or at least not GPS, but the maps programs. I know they had problem with that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You end up somewhere at another
ditch.
yeah, or you end up in another place called Washington. Like you would be in D.C. right now, driving around the Beltway.
Right.
Like, this doesn't look right.
This
isn't Pittsburgh. So, in case you just joined us, you're listening to Acoustic Songs Live, and we have Gretchen Pleuss here in the studio playing some songs for us, and very talented young woman. She has some. I get that. Yeah, Sean Colvin, Joni Mitchell, but I think you sound uniquely like yourself. I wouldn't even put that on, it's your own thing. So that's hard to do, you know.
Thank you.
At a young, you know, like, because we all you know, emulate somebody.
Right.
You know.
Your influences, yeah.
Yeah, like, you know, Bob Dylan played, you know, he was playing basically Woody Guthrie, you know, when he did his stuff, and
Right.
and a lot of younger artists that start out, they emulate someone. I have a niece who plays, and her, what's her name, Jewel. That was her,
yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
a big influence,
Sure.
you know, who was Save Your Soul, you know, that.
Oh, yeah.
And so, you know, there's always somebody to emulate, you know.
Right.
I think mine was Mellencamp. I really liked him when I was growing up, you
Yeah.
know, like around that time period, or, you
Yeah.
know, classic rock days, you know.
I really look up to the 90s Lilith Fair women.
Oh, yeah.
Too, because that was when I was growing up. Was, you know, Lilith Fair was huge. So all these kinds of people like Sarah McLachlan and Jewel and Fiona Apple, and you know, they had a big impact too.
That's cool. That was awesome. Yeah, that was a really. Is it still going too?
I don't know. I mean, they did one like 2 or 3 years ago, and I went to it, but it was much different. I mean, I don't know if Lilith Fair will ever come back to the same, you know, the same place that it was in the 90s. It was just very, you know.
I remember the first time I heard an Indigo Girls song on the radio, and I was like, "Who is that?"
Yeah.
You know?
They're coming to Akron. I'm excited.
Who is that? I was like, okay, I got to get that. And
Yeah.
and those, you know, that's why I think, you know, radio is still out there, and finding a good station in new music. I think that's how you do it. You know, you hear something.
Right. That's what stations like this are good for.
That's right. And they don't
Right.
have set playlists, and they play local artists, and they play music from artists that come on the show, and that's
Sure.
that's you know, that's a good thing.
It is.
So, how about another song?
Sure.
I think we talked enough. Yeah. What are you going to play for us?
I'm going to play kind of a longer one. It's like 6 minutes. I hope that's okay.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
This one's called Noah and the Ark. It's actually a really new one of mine.
Okay.
So. Noah and the ark, my shelter in the storm. We saved each other in a way, welcomed each new day like Jesus was reborn. And now our love's steady as the snow in Ohio when the winter beats us blind, or flowers blanketing a field when the winter yields to warm rain and sunshine. I guess I knew before you human souls are split in two. Our incompletes are directed by our hearts to find and bind our missing parts. Days pass like kidney stones round here, but each new year comes faster than before. Do feelings change with passing time, or range like wine for richer or for poor? Well, I've seen many good loves die, let the wells run dry and search for a new source. But you are ageless like the trees and the steady breeze that keeps the river on its course. I guess I knew before you human souls are Sometimes I long for the gypsy life, a long distance drive to take me somewhere new. But I'm only lost when I take leave. All roads seem to lead in circles back to you. 'Cause I see your smile in each new face, and in each new place I swear I hear your voice. Your laughter drowns out all my fears and steals my tears in exchange for my favorite noise. I guess I knew before you. Human souls are split in two. Our incompletes are directed by our hearts to find and bind our missing parts. I guess I knew before you. Human souls are split in two. Our incompletes are directed by our hearts to find and bind our missing parts. To find and bind our missing parts. To find and bind our missing parts.
Wow, that's a great song.
Thank you.
And that's a new one?
Yeah.
It sounds like you've been playing it for years.
No. Thank you.
Missing Parts, is that the title of it?
It's actually Noah and the Ark.
Noah and the Ark.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You told me that, but Missing Parts.
Yeah, I'm one of these people that just names things that, you know, I actually had somebody that said, why don't you just name things what you repeat, you know, in the song? And I was like, I don't know, I just like to, you know, pick one line from the song and go by that sometimes.
Yeah. Well, hey, that's, you know, you're the artist.
Right? I guess.
Yeah. You know, that's the thing about and thinking that, you know, listening to other people about your art, you know, and getting sucked into that, like you start playing for other people rather than yourself. And you know, I think you have an understanding. Your songwriting and everything is way beyond your years. So
thank you.
You're doing well.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. You get kudos for putting like kidney stone in a song.
I know. Yeah, who thought that could be poetic? Right?
Yeah. Do you remember the band Live? Live?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, they had. They were in the, you know, they came out in the 90s, kind of like
Maybe
the
I
middle
know.
90s.
Yeah.
And that was the name of their band Live. They had that kind of, I don't know, it's like that acoustic Nirvana kind of sound,
Nice.
you know, like where it would crunch in, you know.
Right.
And one of the lines was, the placenta falls to the floor, you know. They actually, a friend of mine said, like, who thinks, like, they get, you know, to put placenta in the song? You know, that's what I was
That's
thinking when I heard
hilarious.
Kidney Stone.
Yeah.
I was like, you know, that brought me back to when it's like, who writes a song with placenta in it? You know, like,
Right.
I don't know. So it was like, it was kind of funny.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So you've done the Kent State Folk Festival.
I
Yeah?
have. Now it's called something different. I think they're calling it the Round Town Festival.
Okay.
Because I think they're trying to include more genres. But it's still basically the same thing. And I played it last year, and then I played the Folk Festival when I was like 15 or 16. So it was really cool.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to make it up for that sometime. I've
Yeah,
been
you
meaning
should.
to. And I have a friend that works at Kent, so at the university there. So
Yeah, Kent's a really cool area, and they do bring in a lot of good artists, like, you know, Sean Colvin's headlined before, and Ani DeFranco, a lot of people like that.
Yeah, and it's not too far. That's
No.
the thing. It's only a couple hours away, and
Right.
that's you know, I don't think it's like major traffic metropolis like going to D.C. or
Oh,
Philly
no,
or
it's
New York
easy.
or any of that kind of stuff too,
Yeah.
you know. So I tend to like avoid.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't like going to really big cities. It's like, oh no.
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, oh, I saw that you had a record called Illusions. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well,
I do.
but there's no songs on it called Illusions. So there you did.
Right,
It's
right.
like pick
Yeah,
a name.
just pick a name.
What? I have a song named Illusions.
Oh,
What,
you do?
Yeah. What?
Cool.
What was the? What made you name it that?
Well, it was just because I had the songs kind of, they were like a lot of images that came from my mind and different kind of, I don't know, contrast between reality and you know, fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
So I just thought it was fitting. I have
Gotcha.
a song on there called Delusion.
Gotcha.
And that one kind of spurred it.
Gotcha. I see that Ghost Dance has
Yeah.
made it from a couple records.
Yeah, I redid
there.
it on Out of Dreams because the Illusions EP is actually a home recording.
Oh, really?
So I redid it in the studio, and it's pretty similar,
Mm-hmm.
but it's it's a longer song and it's kind of close to my heart, so I wanted to redo it.
What did you record? What, you have a home studio set up?
Yeah, I mean just Pro Tools and basic recording gear.
Oh, just Pro Tools.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, you know.
But yeah, I mean, actually, my boyfriend Matt's really the engineer behind it
Oh,
because
he's a-
I don't. I mean, I understand it, but
Yeah.
he actually knows how to mix it and
all that stuff.
all that
Okay.
kind of stuff.
Okay. I thought you were like, oh, I just, you know.
No, I couldn't do
Ran,
it by
pulled-
myself. Are you kidding? I'd be like running to the computer back and
Yeah.
forth.
Yeah. I just did it
Yeah.
on Pro Tools. Yeah. There's a lot of people come in and say, I did it in GarageBand or something, and I go, like,
Wow.
geez, you know.
GarageBand. Wow.
Well, yeah, that's
Yeah.
one. I had one artist that's like, I did it in GarageBand. I was
Huh.
like, what?
Yeah, I don't even know how to use GarageBand. Actually, it's like more foreign to me than Pro Tools.
Yeah, yeah. There's there's a lot. I don't use Pro Tools, so I don't have it. But yeah, from what I understand, it's more geared towards audio
Yeah.
than like some of the MIDI stuff.
Right.
A lot of the other programs are that way.
Mm-hmm.
So the new record, or your latest record, is there anything that you have played off of that?
No, but I'm going to.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to ask you to do.
Sure.
I'm kind of curious to hear some of these songs.
Yeah.
You know, Ghost Dance. That's a really neat title.
Thank
Is
you.
it actually about the the Native American thing, or is
Somewhat. It's kind of I don't know. I tried to capture a couple different eras in it, but one of which it's basically a song about war.
Oh, okay.
So it's different battles. I tried to include some, you know, it's from a soldier's point of view, basically, or a warrior's point of view.
So what when you're writing a song, is it like the lyrics or the music? What's the process for you?
Usually it's music first. I'll come up with a melody, and then I'll put the lyrics to it. Lyrics usually just come out. I sometimes rework them, but usually I'll just be noodling around, and then it'll come. So.
Is it something that you just hear in your head? Have you been like from a very young age just hearing music in your head kind of thing,
Yeah.
and have to get it out?
Right. Yeah, it's usually it's weird. I get like this feeling, like this tingly sensation, like I think I'm about to write a song, and then I'll just have to go pick up my guitar.
Really?
So I don't know. It's weird.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wish I would get that. You know?
Well, I'm sure I'll hit some writer's block eventually, but right now it's going well.
It's kind of the muse strikes, and it's weird. Like it strikes, sometimes when driving in a car or anything. I just learned to like kind of keep something there and record it on the cell phone.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it.
Melody,
Yeah.
it's like stuck in my head, and I'll come back to it later.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes at work, sometimes you listen to it and you're like, what the heck is that? In case you just joined us, you're listening to Acoustic Songs Live, and we have Gretchen Pleuss here in the studio, and she's been playing some really cool tunes for us, and definitely check her out on her website at GretchenPleuss.com. That's Pleuss, Gretchen Pleuss, and you have a couple more songs we could work in. What do you want to do for us?
I think I'm going to do Farewell Speech, which is off the album I put out last year. It's the last track on my album. So it's appropriately called Farewell Speech.
Okay, this is Farewell Speech by Gretchen Pleuss on Acoustic Songs Live.
Speech and your tires screeching are the last things I heard. I paid attention, but you didn't mention what had changed or occurred. Come back here, I wanna know why I'm the one who's to blame. We were perfect, how could I expect you would leave just the same? At this table I'm hardly able to eat a meal where I've stacked cardboard boxes make this house a lot less a home and more like a shack. Come back here, I need to know why you ignore me when I said that I need you. I live and breathe you. How can I bear an empty bed? I guess it's no use, I guess it's old news that we were walking on glass. But I pretended and I defended a love I knew couldn't last. So don't come back here, I don't wanna know why you weren't willing to fight. I don't need love, I made my mind up and I'm done crying tonight. So have a good life, find a good wife, I'll forget you in time. 'Cause when the wind blows my hair in circles, I somehow know I'll be fine.
Very nice.
Thank you.
These broken-hearted love songs, you know. Like,
right.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
I don't know how many relationships we work through on my guitar.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they're for.
Yeah, I'm gonna put you in. There's a couple lines in here I'm gonna put in about you, and you'll never know it.
Oh, they always know it.
Yeah,
oh, that's funny.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that one in. So, thank you very much for being here and coming and driving and playing for us today.
Oh, I appreciate you having me. This is really nice.
It's been wonderful. And in case next week we had to a schedule change, we're supposed to have the Squirrel Hillbillies on, but they got an opening for a band at the Carnegie Music Hall and had to change that in here in Pittsburgh. But the week after that, we'll be back on the 11th with Brian Keith, and then Small Town Gossip after that. These are artists from out of town, and so make sure you tune in then. Until then, I think we'll have Gretchen take us out with one more song, and you can check her out on her website at GretchenPleuss.com and go to acousticSongs.com. Keep your eyes open for the video and the podcast, and I hope you enjoyed the show today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm going to tune down. This is actually a song in open D.
Okay.
Is that all right with you?
Yeah, it's fine. And you can reach us at 91.7 FM in Washington, Pennsylvania. And we also stream live at WNJR.org. So you can pick that up on your computer or your mobile device. That's something new that we just added this year. And so you can listen on your mobile phone to the broadcast, or come back and go to the website at WNJR or acousticSongs.com, and you can find the show after the fact. And I think Gretchen's just about ready.
Yep, you bet. This is actually also a new one.
You're playing all new songs today, huh?
I am. I'm trying to pump up my next album, too, when I get it done.
There you go. Well, those, you got an album a year, it seems like.
I'm trying.
Yeah, I can't do that. Anyway,
that's all right.
What are you going to play for us?
This one's called Move On.
Okay.
Rest of us would gladly run away, cutting through this bamboo just to find God, claiming that we found Him when we're not. 'Cause there are men who are fond of bearing their arms, war on their tongues and hate in their hearts. The only peace that I can find is somewhere deep in my own mind, and I am gone. Yes, I am gone. I am gone. Yes, I am gone. It's the way of the world, that's what they say. Night will come if we just black out the day. Well, here I am in the same town, in the same home, raised on faith and fear of being alone. 'Cause there are men who are fond of bearing their arms, war on their tongues and hate in their hearts. The only peace that I can find is somewhere deep in my own mind, and I am gone. Yes, I am gone. I am gone. Yes, I am gone. We'll watch the news from time to time, lock our doors to predators and the sunshine, pray for change and sing joy to the world, call each other names and poison our soil. 'Cause maybe we're fond of bearing our arms, war on our tongues and hate in our hearts. The only peace that we will find is if we alter our state of mind and move on. Yes, we'll move on. Move on. Yes, we'll move on. Move on. Move on. Yeah.
Wow, very powerful song.
you.
Like, I can hear a lot with that. Like,
Thank you.
Like some rock band backing, I
Yeah.
guess. It's kind of, and the tuning reminded me a lot of Joni Mitchell stuff too.
Thank you.
It's like, yeah. So thank you very much, Gretchen, for being on the show.
Well, thank you for having me. Yeah,
And come back
really
anytime when you come, have another album out. And when you get the next one, let me know, okay? You're listening to Acoustic Songs Live from WNJR in Washington, Pennsylvania.